Hey, Shalom. This is Following Yeshua, and welcome again to The Rock. I don't think people value peace. I was trying to find some cool way of saying it, but that's one of the conclusions that I am coming to, is that people do not value their peace. Now, I value my peace. I fight to protect my peace. I mean, in reality, I'll get violent to protect my peace. Peace to me is that important. Yeshua, the Prince of Peace. Yes, there is a time for war, but there also is a time for peace. And it seems that people stay in this steady stance of constantly being, I don't know, burdened instead of enjoying the peace. People look for drama and bullshit over appreciating and living in the peace that Yah gives you. If you are living right and keeping his commandments, following Yeshua. It is interesting, you know, when you talk to people and they'll you constantly hear them, they're always kind of like going back to the thing that didn't bring them peace. Constantly. You'll see friends, you'll see women, when Kevin Samuels was alive. They would go and watch Kevin Samuels videos knowing that it was going to disturb the mess out of them. And it was going to cause them oftentimes to manifest other things that, you know, hate and vengeance and anger instead of just keeping their peace. I got people who, when I do a live stream, they'll come in and they'll banter about all the problems that they have with others or with what I mean by others is, that they're constantly absorbed in talking about a problem that someone else, they had with somebody else, and it's just like, why don't you just be at peace? Or they'll come in, I disagree with you. That's cool. Why don't you be at peace? You don't have to come in and tell me you disagree. And if you want to have a discussion about it, let's have a discussion. But if you just want to come in and say, you're stupid, why don't you just keep your peace? If I'm that stupid, then let me be. But it's insanity to think the level of people that, like, people will search out things that don't bring them peace. They'll you see it on Facebook. Men will want to check out how their ex is doing, knowing that it doesn't bring them peace. Women will go out there and figure out what their ex is doing, knowing it doesn't bring them peace, just so that they can say, see, they were better off with me or better off without me or whatever it is. For me, I value peace. That was one of the primary reasons why I moved. Yes, there's coming out of her and being separate and touching out the unclean thing. Yes, there is self-sufficiency and living agriculturally and growing your own food and but there's a sense of peace that's out here. And you're seeing the rat race. You're seeing the people run around in these cities and they can't find peace. You're seeing so many people can't find peace. There are two pastors on the internet right now were friends and best buds for over a decade, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. And they spend their time listening, not now they're enemies, but they spend their time listening to each other so that they can rag on the other person. Like they can't focus, they can't move without hating each other. Yet one of these pastors ordained the other pastor. They were best buds. They defended each other. They did wrong together. They did bullshit together. And now they hate each other. And there's no peace. Neither one of them operates in any level of peace. It's just a constant, they tell you they're at peace. I'm at peace, bro. Yet they go in and continuously talk about the other person. I mean, they're going as far as doing background checks just so they can talk shit on each other. And then turn around and say, we're at peace. It's madness. People don't want peace. You see, the things that don't bring me peace, I try as hard as I can to stay away from those things because I know what I will do to try and maintain peace. I know what battles I've fought already in my life so that I could maintain peace. I knew the sacrifices that I made, and Yah provided a way for me to have the rock, to live this life, not for me to come out here and continuously live in a life of turmoil and anger and all this other stuff that I was going through, but to have peace. Now, to come out here and not bask in his peace would be madness. It'd be a way of saying, I'm not thankful for what you've done for me. If Yah's delivered you out of a bullshit situation, part of that thankfulness is, I do not want to be around that mess anymore. Thank you, Yah, for giving me peace. Thank you for allowing you come on, but thank you for just come in front of me. Thank you for allowing me to separate from these places of wickedness, these places of bullshit, so that I can have peace. I can study your word. I can prepare for the times that are coming. You know, like growing food brings me peace. Not just because I love growing food, but also because I don't have to worry about are my children or the sisters getting nutritious, dense food. I don't have to worry about is there pork in it or is there. I don't have to worry about that when the sisters make our soaps and make our deodorants. I don't have to worry about is this in it and is that in it. Sitting here looking at my chickens right now, and it brings me peace because I know that that's food. So while the rest of the world, or 40 something million people are, stressing about food stamps, I can say, I followed y'all's ways, and they brought me peace. They brought me security. You see the amount of sisters today; they'll go to every video that talks against men, and it's like you don't have peace. You can come by. You want to walk by? You come by. They don't have peace. That's what I strive for. That's what I believe. Hey, y'all like peace? Yes, Dad. Not peas. Peace. Yes, Dad. Okay. Come by. It's an amazing thing to see. There's two of my daughters walk by, and they have peace. I think they're going to go read a book together. The level of peace. No gunshots. Well, there are gunshots out here, but that's usually people hunting or training. No gunshot, no bullets coming through my place of residence. How about that? No wondering if that smell. Y'all know I'm talking about. You live in the hood. That not the smell of weed, but that other smell of the white powdery stuff. It has a distinct smell. None of that. Just peace. And I don't think that a lot of people know what to do with peace because they live lives of turmoil. I was that person. You live a life of turmoil so much that you literally find peace in madness. You literally find peace in the helter-skelter lifestyle. No, I enjoy peace. I fight for peace. There is a time for war, but then there is a time for peace. There is a time that if you follow Yah and keep his commandments, you'll have it. And you may have to take time to fight for your peace continuously. But man, when I have the opportunity, I mean, the book talks about it. The wife, a good wife, will bring you peace all your years. She will double your years and bring you peace. Well, if you want war so much, and if you want turmoil, so why ask for a good wife? Why ask for a good wife who's supposed to bring you peace if you're going to spend your whole life fighting and fussing and arguing and bullshitting? Drama. Like I said, it's amazing seeing these people pursue drama and then say, I'm at peace. Yeah, you're at peace in drama. That's not a healthy state. That is not a biblically good state for you to be in when you're in peace when things are horrendous in your life. You spend your time talking against other people, arguing against other people, fighting against other people, talking crap about other people, digging up crap about other people, and then turn around and say, I'm at peace. you're at peace, when you're causing drama, that's a horrible state to live in. Just some thoughts as I was sitting down here. I was watering my gardens, watering my greenhouses, seeing the seedlings come up. It's a wonderful state. Anyways, bless y'all. Have a blessed day. Shalom.